Did you not hear the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ says, there are people who recite the Quran and they find it hard upon themselves to recite it. They will receive double the reward. Double the reward? No. There are people who struggle more than others in doing good deeds. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-ajru ala qadri al-mashaqqa. The reward of an action is in accordance with how much hardship you go through. There are 3 types of patience levels when you're doing your actions. There is patience in being steadfast, continuously doing good deeds. The 5 daily prayers that we do, can be difficult. Constantly doing them, waking up at Fajr time, and then remembering at Dhuhr time, and then afterwards in Isha, and then coming to the masjid in congregation, and then following it up with the sunnah over and over and over and over. Subhanallah, there is a struggle in that, and this is one form of patience. The more you are patient in that, and you are steadfast, and you fight yourself, and you wrestle yourself, and you say to yourself, no, wallahi, on the day of judgment, I want to compete with the Sahaba of the Prophet ﷺ in entering Jannah. I'm going to stay up in the night even if my legs fail me. There's a difference between this patience and another patience. And the second type of patience is to be patient on haram deeds. To continue to wrestle against yourself, to stop yourself from doing something haram. Sometimes in the middle of the night when no one is watching us, especially the young people who are not married. And unfortunately, sad to say that even married people now are onto this, because subhanAllah, the internet world is such an epidemic, such an addictive thing, that a person can just merely click, one click, and there you go. You have a website that fills all your negative desires. The shaitan comes to you at that time and begins to whisper, no one is watching. Don't worry, Allah will forgive you. Allah will forgive you, don't worry. You just pray Fajr inshaAllah and everything will be gone. Go and donate a few dollars, pounds, and it'll be gone inshaAllah. So what happens? This person gets in the middle of the night and they fall prey to their desires and begin to do the bad deeds. The hadith of the Prophet ﷺ comes to mind. He said, the majority of the reasons why members of my ummah will end up in hellfire. Does a Muslim end up in hellfire? It's possible. It's possible. Don't ever think that you are safe from the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by sitting down and saying, well, I'm a Muslim, I don't need to pray, I don't need to really concentrate much, I don't need to wear hijab, I don't need to focus a lot, alhamdulillah, I'm guaranteed paradise. Don't ever say that to yourself, because that's when the shaitan gets you when your guards are down. The Rasul ﷺ said, the majority of the reasons why members of my ummah will enter hellfire, for a temporary time, inshaAllah, so long as you have never made shirk, is because, listen to this, is because of taking minor sins for granted. We look at the minor sins and we accumulate them, and we don't care. We don't care. There's a difference between people who do minor sins and they feel guilty about it. So they pray their prayer hoping that they'll be forgiven. But there are people who do their minor sins and they think that it's nothing. Oh, who cares? It's just a look. It's just, who cares? And they're happy about it. In fact, some of them share this idea with others about it. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us from this type of people. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahmatullahi alayhi, understood this trick and never wanted to pollute his actions. So one night, on his deathbed, he was dying, and his son Abdullah entered, and he saw his father yatanaza, meaning he was in the intoxications of death. Even the believer goes through that, where you go unconscious for a little while, as if you are intoxicated, drunk, but you are not drunk. He heard his father, Imam Ahmad, saying in his unconsciousness, not yet, not yet, not yet. So Abdullah said to himself, subhanAllah, this is a bad sign. I heard the Prophet ﷺ say, man ahabba liqa'a Allah, ahabba Allahu liqa'ah. Whoever loves to meet Allah at death time, Allah loves to meet him. And my father seems like he doesn't want to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He doesn't want to die yet, not yet, not yet. So when his father came round, the son immediately asked him, Dad, Father, Why were you saying not yet, not yet? Do you not want to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is there something wrong? He said, my son, teach others this. The shaitan comes to a person at the time of their deathbed, and he begins to try and get them at the time of weakness. He comes to me and said to me, لَقَدْ فَلَتَّ مِنِّي يَا أَحْمَدْ. You have escaped my tricks, Ya Ahmad. And I understood that the shaitan was doing another one of his tricks. He wanted me to lay my guards down, thinking that I have won. And when I put my guards down, he will get me with something, and all my actions of my life will be destroyed. So I said to him, not yet, not yet. I have not escaped your tricks. I have not left yet. The battle between you and I is not over yet. You cannot trick me. Even to the last point where the soul has to come out from the gargling point. The tricks of the shaitan never cease, my dear brothers and sisters, so be aware of him. Be aware of him.